Once upon a time, quite out of the blue, a tiny virus appeared that was awkward and new. It came into awareness because the people got sick, and the sickness was spreading ever so quick. In a matter of weeks it spread across the planet, and the people got scared and started to panic, buying far too much food to keep themselves fed, stockpiling flour should they run out of bread, hoarding pasta and rice to use sometime later, and buying vast amounts of toileting paper. From where it had come caused endless contention. From a snake, a bat, or laboratory invention? Had it always been here and simply mutated? Or was the virus made up and the story inflated? Whatever its lineage, it was now a pandemic. The doctors and nurses didn't know how to stem it. And the people, they just couldn't handle not knowing what on earth it was doing or where it was going. "Please stop it," they cried. To whom? I don't know. So they covered their mouths in the hope it would go. Over and over they were washing their hands, keeping far from each other, staying home on their land, trusting in weeks the nightmare would be over, life could go back to normal, and they all would recover. Yet innocently the virus had caused so much fear, the weeks turned to months, and the months to a year. And the people shared stories of such fear and madness, they got lost in their beliefs, their grief, and their sadness. The powers that be had no clue what to do with this virus so awkward, so tiny and new. The scientists sat in their labs day and night, working on cures to make people all right. The politicians, God bless 'em, they winged it and span it, their blundering actions impacting the planet. The preachers, they preached. What else could they do in such challenging times with a virus so new? And the people, they fought more and more to be heard from behind armoured keyboards, wielding odious words, forgetting to listen and meet people with kindness, instead falling foul to fear, hatred and blindness. And the people, they moaned and they groaned at their lot, growing sadder and madder, while some lost the plot. Now, this tiny virus, unaware of its fame, simply kept being with no one to blame, and though microscopic to everyone's eyes, it seemed to grow bigger and bigger in size. Along with its growth, wild stories grew too, and the people still had no clue what to do, becoming more wretched and strained by the state they were in and by those who were sealing their fate. Till one day the scientists came up with a scheme to give all the people a brand new vaccine, one they'd recently made and partially tested. Many people were glad, some less interested. The bottom line was that people were scared for themselves and also for those whom they cared. But with this new scheme the people took sides, yet the virus knew nothing of the people's divide. The result of its being was simply part of existence. What the virus did best was to fight all resistance, so it kept on existing, no care for the people, especially the old, the sick and the feeble. Daily the papers shed shocking statistics that were endlessly poked by pundits and critics. It was terribly hard to glean which facts were true amongst the jumble of numbers and gobbledygoo. Talk then turned to a pass for the people injected, so scared were the people of getting infected, and those who chose not to be pricked in their arm would need to stay home in case they caused harm. Because this new vaccine, although helping a bit, was still not enough to get rid of it. So the people continued covering their faces, still washing their hands and staying home in their places, and not a lot changed, but some shops opened up, as did cafes and pubs selling booze to be supped, in sunny beer gardens instead of at home, which for some felt much better than being alone. For the people enjoyed drinking booze sat together while talking about sport, life, work and the weather. And now, with the salons reopening their doors, the people could do a bit more than before. Some people got haircuts and nails re-extended, and mostly continued to live unoffended by the changes and strangeness of this new situation that all over the world was affecting each nation and had now continued for over a year. What an awfully long time to be living in fear. Still, this tiny new virus, unaware of its power, was simply being a virus, hour to hour. Each person it met led to different relating, which in turn led to change and the virus mutating. And the virus produced new strain after strain, while the people were told to stay home once again. The virus was such an adaptable force that no borders could stop it from taking its course. The world was at the mercy of its evolution, and the people no closer to a final solution. And so life went on without many hugs. The people got by on more booze and more drugs, and slowly humanity was replaced with AI, and the sun got darker, and so did the sky, and the people in power kept getting richer, and life on Earth was a desolate picture. Wait, take a pause, let's rewind for a minute. The fact of the matter is, we're still in it, and the end of this story, if you care to engage, will be created by those who are reading this page. An ending perhaps when hope wins the day, where kindness and love are the stars of this play, and the people stand united, prepared to surrender, whatever their race, sex, colour or gender. Like the virus dissolving divisions we've created, making love our sickness and getting medicated through life in all its glory, as this is our nature, to live now in the present, crafting our future from here, as this is the way of creation, with love and acceptance as our solid foundation. And each person we meet opens doorways to change, to learn and expand far beyond our own range of emotions and culture of giving and receiving, which helps us reflect on the things we believe in. And as we expand, we become a better version of ourselves that ripples from person to person, eventually remembering humanity is great, that together we are stronger when we lovingly relate, and all of life on planet Earth that graciously sustains us lives happily ever after, thanks to a tiny virus.